And Barbara live for us in Charlottesville. Thank you.
Here with more now in Washington. I want to bring in Daniel Halper, contributing editor for the Washington Free Beacon, to talk a lot about this. And Daniel, good morning to you. They had a permit. The police knew the date and the time that the event would take place. You can argue the police response, too, as part of this debate as well. And you may not like the message, but the Constitution enables it to be so. Bill McGurn writes this, Wall Street Journal, on screen. 3 cheers for the ACLU for defending free speech at the moment it most matters, when it's guaranteed to make you unpopular. What do you think of that?
I think that's true. I mean, I think free speech, I think even hateful speech, that's why you have free speech. That's why you have a First Amendment, of course, is for the unpopular opinion. It's what you need to defend. Obviously, I'm not defending what was said or their beliefs, but they have a right to say it, just as anybody has a right to denounce it and say what they've said is inappropriate and wrong, and they should have different beliefs. And that's American. I mean, that's the right thing.
For 48 hours, it seemed the story was really centered around Donald Trump's response. What did he say? What did he not say? What should he have said? And on and on and on that debate went. It appears now this debate is moving forward on a national level in a much different way. There have been monuments and statues removed in parts of the South and Southeast for months now that have gotten very little attention. And already now we have other cities announcing the removal of statues this week. Baltimore, Maryland's one of them. Jacksonville, Florida is another. Lexington, Kentucky, and then Charleston, West Virginia. And that's just a couple here now. Where does this debate go when you consider Jeff Sessions was just asked about this on Sunday morning when he said this?
My recommendation as Attorney General of the United States is that the cities and counties and states have a right to decide their monuments, and that nobody should use violence to stop them either way.
And you would not advocate that they should take them down?
It's up to them to decide.
It is up to them to decide. Where are you on all this, Daniel?
Yeah, look, this has been an ongoing movement to destroy or to somehow suppress these past monuments to history. On the one hand, you can understand why somebody might be offended, but on the other hand, it is part of American history, and if you start getting rid of these statues, at what point do you stop, at what point do you stop trying to erase people who might hold or might have held views that are now considered offensive? I think basically you start washing out everybody in history. So on the one hand, it's easy to be offended, and it makes sense. You get why somebody might not want a Robert E. Lee statue at their high school or something. But on the other hand, I think it is a perilous road. But it is clearly a movement that's picking up steam, that has been emboldened by this weekend on the flip side, that they see this as imperative. And I think it doesn't stop. I think it continues from state to state.
You can debate, a museum may be sufficient for some and may not be sufficient for others. But Robert E. Lee has a house right across the Potomac here in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And you can take it to the nth degree at this point.
And Thomas Jefferson was a slave owner, so are we going to start removing him from the University of Virginia campus, which is, if you've ever been down to Charlottesville where there's protests, he is all over the place. So he had views that obviously we consider repugnant, but at the same time, he's a complex man like a lot of these people, and he had some great views, he had some repugnant ones. So completely whitewash, I think it's a dangerous place, and I think learning about history is perhaps more important than just trying to rid ourselves from it.
Complex issue, too. Daniel Halper, thank you so much.